Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome to Captain of Industry, where we have a boat, we have farms, and we have open pit mining. Yes. Well, since Ixion recently got finished on the channel, I was looking for a game to take over from that in the semi-rotation thing that I got going on with video content. And I thought, you know what? I've got Captain of Industry, I've been poking at it a little bit, and this might be a good one because it's a nice little factory game. Admittedly, it's still in early access, it's not quite finished, but there is enough here for me to justify the price tag. And that's the thing I look at when considering early access titles. This is attempt number 3 recording this, though, I must admit. But that's not the game's fault. It's entirely my own doing. Either I wasn't recording first attempt, or I somehow had my microphone turned off, which is the second attempt. I'm not perfect. I'm very much not perfect. Anyway, Captain of Industry, here we go, new game. We're going to drop into New Haven for the first of 6 different maps, which have different distributions of land and resources, as you can see. Oh, interesting. But it does say it's difficult, that one. Challenging. Well, since I've not really got that far into the game, I just poked around at the start of it, I'm just going to go into the standard one, which is New Haven. Standard size, standard heights. I like this, by the way. You can change the depth of different aspects, because one of the things about this game, it has deformable terrain. But resource size, you can change that at the cliffs to make getting to new, bigger open areas more challenging or less challenging. How high above and below the ground resources go. How big the forests are. There's nice little chunks here. Anyway, let's go on. Game difficulty. Whenever I'm not sure about a game, I like to play in quote-unquote standard, as in no benefits to me, but no handicaps either, just so that I learn the game at its default values, and then I can decide whether I want to go ahead or not. Quick repair. I don't know what quick repair is. I know what weather does, because rain is a thing. And so is a water table, actually, which is another thing not usually modelled in games. But yeah. Oh. Admiral increased Unity production, everything else is harder. I see. Well, let's get in there. So, Captain, yes. Enable to do tutorials. If you turn that off, it does give you a chunk of resources to start. I think not as much as you would get from going through the tutorial mission objectives, but we are here to learn this game. So launch a new game. Here we go. And yes, eventually we do get these toys to play with. So, storyline. I recall the tutorial kind of explains some of this, but basically we're on a ship. We made our way to an uncharted island that's unclaimed, a land of the free, or so you would say. But on the way, our ship got battered by storms and stuff like that, so we are redeveloping technology that we already knew from the outside world, but we lost access to because of the damage to the ship and stuff. So we know what we're doing. Okay, here we go. Captain found the island we're searching for, not on the map. Our ship took a lot of damage and need major repairs in order to sail again, but we should be safe here. Besides initial supplies, we are starting from scratch. We just start manufacturing construction parts to build infrastructure, grow food to feed our people, and find a way to make fuel for our vehicles. The island looks abandoned, but there's plenty of natural resources that we can use. There is even some abandoned buildings around we could disassemble for scrap. We should also set a research lab so we can reinvent all the technology we took for granted for so long. We found out about the settlement nearby we can trade with in case we run out of something. They can deliver the goods to us once we have a trading dock. The entire crew is counting on you after everything we've been through together. Good luck. Yeah, so like Ixion, this is one of those games where you want to look after your people. Look after your people. Well, here we go, yeah. That said, this is our ship. It's a bit banged up. It needs repaired before it can set sail again. We are in this damaged shipyard, damaged docking area. There's an old communication station here which we can recycle for scrap iron and bricks. And then we've got an initial starting settlement, which is a little food market housing some potatoes, and the lovely cargo container housing style, as you can see. Anyway, let's move on. So, first goal, make a coal maker, connect to the smokestack, start harvesting trees, blast furnace. I will do things slightly out of order just because I've played it a few times, so I know what I want to try and do, but I'll go ahead and designate some tree harvesting areas. Let's check my layer stats. I want to clear around this oil, I want to clear out some trees over here just so that we can get some space because I want to build farms. This is my water table here. This is coal. And by the way, you know these segments? That's important because it actually marks how deep the resource is below the ground level. And where there's different things here, that is like a layer of something and then something else underneath it. So in this case, there's like dirt and soil and stuff, and then there's a bit of coal down there. Limestone, iron ore, all that kind of thing. So water is pooled in the under the ground in these blue areas, and there's some various stuff. Yeah, the geology doesn't make that much sense, but this is a basic map. It's got a bit of everything. So harvest them, then harvest this area here, this area here. Yeah, that's good for deforestation for now. That'll be done by one of our starting machines, which is this forestry machine. I need to assign vehicles to it to carry the logs away, so I'll give it 2 of my trucks, which are these guys. And these are my basic workers, so that's one of the things I like about this game. It's like it goes all over the place. Now, moving on. It says build 1 lab. I like to build 2 because it stacks. I was building more, but I found out I was running out of construction materials, so yeah, need to be a bit careful about that. Also, I need to plan a little bit. I'll pop that there. Pause it so it's not going to get built. Yeah, give me a moment, I'll just sort this out. Research lab. I guess there. I mean, I can tear these down and relocate them. There is a charge for doing that. Like, they're not. It's not 100% efficient. But that's okay. I don't mind. Then the other thing we want is we want to start recycling that. Thank you. And processing that into stuff we can use. So again, this is going to be like kind of a temporary setup. I'm just slamming it in so that we can do it. So we need a blast furnace. Go there. The coal maker is gonna go there. And 1 blast furnace feeds out molten metal for furnace, metal, yeah, the words, metal casters, which I will put in, I guess I'll put them like over here. And yes, you can fully flip them as well, so I'll put that there. So, then we move on. Pipes, which is good for liquids and gases. In this case, I'm going to be taking exhaust from this. I actually need to put something else in first. I need to put a smokestack. Yeah, doesn't come built in. You actually manage this with smokestacks and other exhaust structures. So I'll put that there. Pipe it into there. Then pipe this together into there. And then molten channel, which is another thing not usually modeled, because it's usually like this is all concluded in one building. But no, in this case it's not. And also molten channel. With the pipes and later conveyors, you can increase the height to up and down. Molten channels, you can only go downwards because it's a liquid that you're shunting around. So, you know, you need to be a bit careful with that. Pull that. Okay. And there is also waste collection because people produce waste. And if waste builds up, then you have a health issue. I'll pop that there. So there we go, there we go. It takes a moment for it to realise, but then that should go. I will prioritise the research labs because I want those ticking off immediately. Otherwise I'll go and do whatever, like look, they're just wandering to whatever's convenient for them. And yes, high traffic areas, it does actually wear down the grass on top of the dirt. It doesn't actually damage the dirt, but dirt is actually a finite resource as well. Technically everything is finite for me at the moment. This land is all I've got. Yes. Look at that though. Cargo full of lumber. Doesn't have anything to do with that really, so it's just going to wander off. Actually no, the charcoal maker's up. So yeah, it's going to go and deliver to that. There we go. I'm going to replace this as soon as possible because I'd rather use wood for other things, but for now, that's our little foundry setup running off iron scraps from the abandoned thing. So, got our labs, got things. Let's do the research. So, remember, early access. It's not complete yet. It's not complete yet at all. Definitely worth the price of admission. You see, we've got a search bar in here. But yeah, this is like all sorts of doodads. Like, look, we can even get as far as nuclear stuff. Anyway, moving back. Let's go ahead. The thing it wants me to research farming first. I actually want to hit construction first, then I'll hit farming. So I often do things a bit out of order. Because food you've got a bit of a stockpile on, but I want to start production of materials immediately. So that's why that's there. Trading dock, also want that one pretty quick. Vehicles is going to let us actually start mining stuff. Then fuel I think is probably next for me, followed by loose storage, which gives me bricks as well along the way. Actually, let's get a beacon up after fuel. Then ramps, construction, ship repair, and then into concrete and retaining walls, because concrete is another linchpin. It's like, get to that as soon as you can. Why? Because when we get to concrete, you see it lists all the recipes it unlocks as well. Basic construction materials requires bricks, but with concrete you can replace that with concrete slabs instead, which you make from other stuff, and bricks basically become useless. I've not found another use for bricks yet in this game, but bricks, total recipes needing bricks. No, that's not it. Hang on. Here we go. Gives you a list of the materials you've discovered so far. Bricks. That's all it does. Just make basic construction. That's all you need it for. And it uses dirt, which you might want for other things. So, not really. Not really my thing. Look at that. Any old iron. Just let it go. Now, normally, as I said, I was trying going with like 3 research things because of how they stack, but they do also cost Unity to operate as well, and workers. Everything costs workers, so population is important. But Unity is like how good you're doing, how well your people are being treated, yada yada. And it can be used as a trade or as a thing to influence your settlement, like you can boost productions on things at a cost of Unity. You can save your vehicles if they get stuck somewhere at a cost of Unity. It's like, send your crew over there, they move it, it reappears back at your vehicle workshop, that kind of stuff. So Unity, very important to have, but as you go, there's things that cost it. How much you pollute the environment of your island also drains things. More pollution means less health, which can affect a lot of stuff. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Let's go ahead. Let's collect iron production. Thank you. Research farming. Build a manual assembly. Okay, where do I want to put this? I think I'll install my just basic workshop setup at the moment, which I plan to replace at the earliest convenience and relocate, but that will cost me more supplies. But I want to start off with, honestly, these. I can configure them before they're updated and built. Your priority. There. So I've got 3 working on construction parts. And that's why I wanted it first, just so I can start producing the hell out of them. I have researched that. Thank you. Right, next thing. I mentioned terrain's deformable, right? You can dig into it, but you can also dump stuff as well. In this case, I've got an objective here for waste dumping. Designate a dumping zone for waste and dump waste. So yeah, waste is a thing that steadily builds up, but there's not much you can do with it really. I mean, let me bring up the recipe book real quick. Waste. You can dig it up with a digger. It's produced by waste collection in your settlement. And consumption, you can dump it, or you can burn it later on when you get the required technology. That's all you can do with it. But what I'm going to do with it is, I think I will go ahead and use some landfill for it. So let's get a dumping destination going. And I think I'll expand this section of terrain over here a little bit. Okay, dumping. Oh. I'm going to tell it to... No. I have a plan. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I have a plan. I'm going to tell it to drop down there, and then my plan is I will coat the area with something else. But for now, this is my waste dumping zone right here in the ocean. Nice and environmentally sound. I mean, but look at that. That's plenty of volume here. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not going to come back and haunt me at all. To be honest, this is actually my first time actively trying to dump waste in the ocean. Normally I build a pile of it somewhere, but nope. I'm actually going to drop it in the ocean this time. Collect some wood. Actually, before I forget, farming is ready to go. I think I will go ahead and plan another area here. Just like that. And farm. I kind of want to plan a little bit more regarding this. Actually, you know, let's say this is where my main throughput's going to be. That gives them plenty of space. Yeah, that'll do. And that'll do for my starts. But look here. See? Dumping waste. Most games don't need to do that. But they are working. Collect some bricks because they gave me bricks just for dumping some waste in a random place. That's fine. You guys are busy producing. Yep, you're doing it fine. You are steadily producing that. Good. That'll give me a steady supply of potatoes until my population increases. And then I'll continue on because I've got 3 of those. I will install another 3 here. But one of them I'll leave idle. One will make machine parts. One will make electronics. I'm not sourcing any of these materials, but it does give you a stockpile start off, and I mean I've got a stockpile ticker over here. There's no thing there, but that's because I've not researched vehicles, which is the next thing I'm currently researching. So that's all good. That's all good. You're already working over there, aren't you? Eh, plenty of stuff tagged over there, so that's fine. Ah, lovely. It's raining. Right. Now then, I'm trying to think of what next to say. Here we go. Vehicles and mining. It gives us new products list, which is iron ore. That one's coal. I think that one's slag, isn't it? Yeah, there it is, slag. Because processing, it's unlocked a new recipe here, but the problem is iron ore plus coal into molten iron plus slag. So that's kind of one of the drawbacks. You're going to be producing this excess material that needs to be dealt with from this better process because, well, we've only got so much iron scrap. We can trade for some more of it if we have to, but again, we've only got a limited amount. Come on. Oh, there we go. Potatoes. Congratulations, you produced some potatoes. Here, have some more potatoes. Thank you. But you can also see like tracks. Those aren't permanent, by the way. They will recover over time. So nature will reassert itself given a chance. Not the forestry. I don't know how to replenish trees. We're probably going to have to source wood elsewhere at some point. Anyway, got access to this. Trading docks. Cost of wood to make. And that gives us access to trading with other settlements. I'm going to pop it over here. That green area, by the way, is like access points for it to work. The ones that are red are blocked, in this case by rocks, but this has full access, that's all good. And wood can be delivered for that. I will also install a storage over this way, which I will tell to install wood. And that's going to be kept at a decent amount. You know, hell with it. Let's just keep it full of wood. Because the first village uses wood as a resource, and so that'll let me trade a bunch of it at once. Oh yeah, now that I've finished vehicle research, I can actually start producing vehicle parts, which I will need because we've only got a finite supply, but for now, we need a excavator. The quest wants me to, well, the quest isn't there yet because I'm doing things out of order slightly, but it will want me to produce 2 more pickup trucks as well. But I'll pick up 2 excavators and then 2 pickup trucks. I did the first few test games produce an extra tree harvester trade-off, but I found 1 tree harvester is actually just fine to start out. As soon as you can get yourself off the coal maker, the better, really. But leave that until it's ready to go. I've mislaid that pipe there. I can fix that. That's okay. It's only I did slam that up as a temporary thing after all, so that's fine. How am I doing for parts? 111. Okay, let's build some temporary storages. Because it will expect me to operate with some of these, so I'll leave a small gap there. Right, you're going to hold a bunch of iron. You're going to hold more construction parts because the more I can stash, the better. And these guys are doing their own thing. I'll leave them be, but I will produce a storage for each of those as well. So you can see why I wanted more construction parts. Really. Actually, no, I'm not going to tell you to keep full. I'm going to leave that as overflow, basically. That's got all vehicle parts. Those 2, it does demand you to have it. Anyway, yeah, it's given us the quest. Purchase bricks for wood from the village on the world map. So, world map. Right now, we're here. There's a village somewhere up here. This, by the way, does randomly generate every time you play, so the node layout switches. But there's also other things around here we don't know about. It's just our ship is currently not functional, so we can't do that. But village we can trade to. Costs us a little bit of unity and whatever we trade in return for resource. The quest wants us to trade for 20 bricks. There is a supply thing here. If you trade too much, they start to ask for more because they're running out. So, see, price has gone up for wood there, so it's now 25 for 20 instead of 20. But that will cool off after a little bit. So you can also specifically ask for pop as well. So I'm going to do that. Concrete because I'm going to use concrete. Iron scrap because honestly I'm prolonging my ability to operate without the iron mining. And in fact I will enable iron ore processing, but higher in the queue is iron scrap processing. So if it has the scrap, it will process the scrap first. And then it'll actually do that. So you can assign multiple recipes, it will just do them in order. Which is actually quite handy. But collect that gives me 40 parts and 40 bricks. Thank you. Next up, maintenance. Start power production with a diesel generator. Build a maintenance depot. And there's also population growth. Get a beacon. Power with the diesel generator. build some more housing. That's fine. We're just we're actually going pretty steady right now. So you've got a fair bit of stuff there. Anyway, maintenance. Many of your buildings and all your vehicles require maintenance. And that is generated and stored by the maintenance depot, which is this thingamajigger right here. Just going to assign it's like... Actually, do I want like that? I'll do it like that this time around. So that can generate maintenance out of electronics and mechanical parts and build up a supply. If you don't have enough supply, your vehicles stop working, your stuff breaks. It's not a good time. Honestly, it's not. I'll also tack a little diesel generator onto the side of the shipyard just down here. Actually, do we have the beacon? Yes, we have the beacon. I like to just slap that down there. And then I just build my initial powered generator next to it. Just like that. No. There. That'll do. That'll do. Again, temporary. I'm going to move that in a while. But yeah, leave it be. Leave it be. Moving on. We need to start digging. We have got some vehicles available. So, there's something else we need to do, which is this dumping area over here. We need to build a mine control tower. This controls mining, but it also controls dumping as well. So you can use this to specify what you can dump where. Right now, this is just an unspecified dumping area. So all the dumping, well, they'll dump anything that they can dump, basically. Anything that will let them get away with it. But I want that to just be waste at the moment. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to edit the controlled area so that you can operate like this area here. That's your control. And you will only be dumping waste for the time being. Other than that, I don't have to set anything else up. They'll build that tower. Actually, no, I'll pause that. I think that'll still control the waste control. But it's just you can't assign any vehicles to it until the tower actually gets built. Right, let's get a mining control set up. I'll set it... I'm going to be operating this entire area here, but I'll set it up here for now, I suppose. Like that. Edit your area. I'm going to set it a bit wide. And that almost catches the entire thing, but I can move it around a bit later. That's fine. Go to disable waste. Slag. Rock and dirt are a thing. I'm going to tell it you can dump rock here. I'm also going to assign it a digger and a truck because I want it to be digging. I want that to be built. And then I'm going to set some mining going. So, normal advice is get flat, dig the exposed deposit first, but you don't have to reassign it as much if you actually start digging down into a slope. I mean, you plan to excavate all this later, but for now, you can do it like that, and that gives quite a volume of material for them to actually sort out. I'll also go ahead and designate a dumping stack for the rock, which is going to be nothing fancy. It's just going to be, if you have waste rock, dump it there. Also, priority U. And we do have those stockpile stuff there, but I think we should be good for it to slam up. Actually, no, I'll release that for the moment. Just come on. Get those stuff built. Thank you muchly. And look at that, we've got a little digger going. It's got some dirt now, which is going to stack in a truck, and I've not set anywhere for it to dump dirt. Right. What can I do with the dirt? What I need is another control tower, which we will also build because it does require it, but we also need an iron ore mine as well. So I'm going to install that one there. Oops, come on. Edit, and I'll tell it you can operate like this entire area here. You can dump dirt. I'm going to assign you a digger and a thing. There we go. And again, same deal. I could dig flat as the conventional wisdom suggests, but I will just dig like this for now. Down a depth of 5, because that's like the depth of the first retaining wall, by the by. That's just one of the reasons I do that. And I'll tell it can dump dirt over here somewhere. I mean, that's one of the reasons I do this, is that I've still got the dirt around. I can dig it up again later if I want it. There we go. And the quest that will come up wanted 2 trucks because, well, ideally you want like 2 to 3 trucks per excavator on a fully operational mine. Like I've got 2 trucks with my logger, which reminds me I need to actually pause you, turn you off, and in fact I will scrap you because I don't need you anymore. I've got coal. All you were doing was making coal. So with an actual coal supply now from this truck over here, see, that truck's filling it with coal, and this will be supplying my coal. While this one over here, when it gets built, is going to be actually supplying iron ore for the other smelting process, because scrap will only get us so far. And we're doing okay for that. My next step is probably going to be to expand that, but right now we've just got like basic injury set up. Basic injury? What am I on about? Basic industry set up. And it's raining again, so yeah, we're in year 4 already. Time flies. But my trucks are all going around doing their own thing. Got the beacon, got the bricks, got the new refugees. It does want more housing, which I will now unpause. So that can start construction. And as you can see, there's the quest there to store construction parts in its storage, up to 40. Let's actually be a bit more reasonable there. There we go. And that one just wants us to mine a bunch of iron ore, which is the digger's currently trying to work at that. But yeah, I'm going to have to end there though. So, this is Captain of Industry, which I think is a very decent little factory style game. Very nice, and I do love the deformable terrain. That's generally a plus, but I can affect the environment more directly like that. But yeah, I hope you enjoy coming with me as we learn about this thing. But yeah, this has been iMark3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel. Gives you the virtual headbats I oh so crave. Oh, I'm not using enough wood, am I? Actually, that reminds me, I can probably do another round of trading. There we go. More resources. But yeah, see you all later. As we steadily dump waste straight into the ocean. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe.